What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video, and today we will be ranking all of Battlefront 2's game modes from the worst to the best. I asked you guys if you wanted to see this and the response was huge, so here we are today. Now also I just want to mention that I set you guys a very ambitious challenge at the start of this month to help us hit 30,000 subscribers on the channel, and we smashed it last night, so a huge thank you to each and every one of you. We're starting to close out 2020 with an absolute bang, so again a massive thank you for all of your support. But anyway, back into it, and this video will of course just be my personal opinion, and it would be an absolute miracle if anyone actually completely agreed with this. So make sure that you let me know your rankings of your favorite game modes in the comment section below. But anyway, let's dive straight into this, as I don't want this video to go for like 20 minutes. So starting off the list at number 13 as the worst game mode in Battlefront 2, we have Arcade. Now that instant action is here, Arcade is right in the back burner for Battlefront 2. It's never really been a great mode for starters, like even for offline players. It's shallow, it's boring, it has no longevity, it is super basic, and it copped a lot of criticism when the game first launched. The only reason most people touched it is for the bearded Han skin, which probably just was not really worth it anyway. Whether it's custom arcade or battle scenarios, it's not great, and it's made even less so with the inclusion of instant action. I truly do believe that the inclusion of instant action has well and truly killed off arcade in this game. But now moving on to number 12 is Blast. Now Blast, I'm not going to spend too long talking about it because I mean, it's basic, it's a TDM, there's no depth, there's nothing to it, but that's what it's supposed to be. The reinforcements do reign supreme in this game mode, but I mean, Blast is what it is. You get what you get, there's nothing really wrong with it, it's just a basic TDM with nothing exciting going for it. But now moving on to the number 11 spot, we have Extraction. Now Extraction was really fun in Battlefront 2015, but it just isn't the same this time round. I like the premise of the mode, but it is lacking. And that is proved by the lack of numbers playing the game mode, and probably why they morphed it together with Strike. I actually could not even find a game of this across all servers around the world. I had to go get old gameplay for this video. This game mode is basically dead, and it just does not capture the magic that made it popular in Battlefront 2015. But now moving on to number 10 is Hero Starfighters. Now Hero Starfighters is not that bad. I think it's really cool that you can spawn in as normal starfighters after you die. I didn't actually realize that was a facet of the gameplay. But in my opinion, the starfighter gameplay in Battlefront 2 is very repetitive. You constantly find yourself flying in circles, but I mean, you get what you get here. It's nothing overly exciting, but it can be a bit of fun for those that really do like to fly in this game. And I do really like the inclusion of the round system. I think that actually really does help the game mode a fair bit. But I played Hero Starfighters to get gameplay for this video, and by the time I'd captured my gameplay, I was pretty well done with it. But now moving on to number 9 is Starfighter Assault, so again, another Starfighter mode. Starfighter Assault is without a doubt the forgotten game mode of Battlefront 2. There is nothing really wrong with it, but players just lost interest. Now, I sometimes play this, because the immersion is just insane. The graphics are insane. It's actually quite a good mode when you break it down. But I've put it low on this list because I literally play it once every few months, and that's being generous. Starfighter Assault is a lot of fun for about an hour, then you are kind of done with it. But once I've got my Starfighter Assault fix, I'm done. I don't need to touch it again for months, and that's how I know that the game mode truly doesn't really hit home with me, so that's why it's quite low on the list. But now onto the number 8 spot, we have Instant Action. Now, instant action proves great fun for offline players. It's a very enjoyable mode for what it is. But me personally, I am not an offline player, so this game mode, it's not really for me. But I do understand that it is good fun, and the AI are actually pretty competent. So for offline players, instant action is what they were after. This game mode is perfect for offline players. There's literally nothing you can really complain about here. It's the ideal mode if you don't like to play online. The fact that you can edit what map you're playing on, you can edit the battle point gain, you can edit heroes on or off, the difficulty, like there's a lot of customization options to instant action to make it even better. So instant action, I can acknowledge that it is a very good game mode and it is perfect for offline players, but for me personally, I am all about online gameplay, so this one for me doesn't truly stick out, but I can still respect it. But moving on to number 7 now, we have Hero Showdown. Now, Hero Showdown is great for playing with friends, and it can be a really fun game mode. I really like the round system and how it randomizes the heroes after you've had a victory, so you can't keep using the same heroes over and over again, forcing you to actually, have a bit of variety in what you're doing. But however, it's definitely not a game mode that I play a lot personally, but I do appreciate why people like it. One of the main reasons I don't play it is because I can't find games on Australian servers. But I do really like that Hero Showdown is much more of a dueling experience. There is a lot less carnage than heroes versus villains, so it's a chance to really show that you have skill with lightsaber heroes or blaster heroes. It is great fun, but it's not always what I'm after when I want hero gameplay. But now onto the number 6 spot, we have Strike. Now, Strike is one of the first game modes we got to see when Battlefront II came out. It has a very good rounds system that I actually really like, and it does make the games a little bit more intense. And it is something different. It's something that can really change up the way you play Battlefront 2. If you're looking for a game mode that's quite different but not entirely out there, then Strike is probably the ideal game mode. It can be a lot of fun, but I've found lately that it really depends on your team. If your team is a nightmare and they're like really bad, then it can ruin the game mode for you. But I think Strike has proven to be a little less popular, and that's why it was morphed with Extraction. And I can only presume that it's because, not many people play the game mode anymore. DICE probably have the statistics of this sort of stuff, so they've probably gone, oh yeah, not a lot of people play Strike or Extraction anymore, let's morph the two together and have a playlist. But moving on into the top 5, and at number 5 we have Ewok Hunt. Now this is perhaps the most unneeded mode in Battlefront 2. We did not need this, but we got it and we're kind of glad we did. It is easily one of the weirdest and probably the most unique mode in the entire game. And that's the charm of it, because it is so different from anything else. And I mean, it's genuinely spooky playing as the Stormtroopers. Stuck in first person in the darkness with a flashlight is a really good move by DICE, and it makes for a really interesting gameplay dynamic. And the Ewok gameplay is actually quite fun, and although it's one of the lesser modes, I've grown to have a lot more appreciation for this game mode over time. And now moving on to one of the big dogs, at number 4 is Heroes vs Villains. Now Heroes vs Villains is one of the popular modes of Battlefront 2. The mode that showcases what's wrong with the lightsaber combat. But I mean, it's still an iconic mode. It is one of the most played modes in the Battlefront 2 community. Everyone plays it just about, and it's insanely popular despite its issues. Now personally, I hated the target system in Heroes vs Villains. You could be toxic if you wanted to, especially if you were using Boba Fett. So I was one of the ones that was really appreciative when they completely changed how Heroes vs Villains works, because it basically works like Hero Blaster now, and I think the game mode just works a lot better this way. It is an extremely fun mode, and at times it can be very frustrating, but I mean, that comes with the territory. You take the good with the bad with Heroes vs Villains, and it's normally entirely dependent on the state of the game. But now moving on to number 3, and we have the brand new game mode, Co-op mode. Now this of course is, like I said, the brand new mode, and I personally was not expecting much from this mode at all. But I've got to say, it is a ton of fun. It is a massive surprise. The AI is way better than I ever expected, although they do still have their dumb moments, I must say. But I've honestly had some of the most fun I have had in ages playing co-op mode. It is awesome to just, go nuts with Anakin and level him up like crazy. Especially, there's triple XP on right now. I went up like 6, 7, or 8 levels in one match with Anakin before. It was insane. I had so much fun. I actually managed to pull a 23-man retribution. And, I mean, you can't not have fun doing stuff like that. And co-op mode gives that to you. It's extremely satisfying, but you can't play it too casually at the same time because the bots actually aren't that bad. So playing with friends is actually a lot of fun. It's easy to find games because the lobby is so small, which is a really good thing, especially for me on Australian servers, because the Australian Xbox servers are just dead. So this one for me is always going to be a go-to. Like, playing co-op on Felucia right now is probably my favorite thing to do in the entire game. You can't go wrong with it. It's a ton of fun. If you haven't tried it because, like me, you thought you wouldn't like co-op mode, just trust me, give it a go. It's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. But taking out the runner-up position at number 2 is actually Capital Supremacy. Now, I had Capital Supremacy at number 1 the last time I ranked game modes, like 6, 7, 8 months ago or something like that. But I've decided to change it up for this video. I personally think that Capital Supremacy needs all errors or error playlists or, something like that. Clone Wars is great, don't get me wrong, but I can personally only play so many times as the same heroes, as the same reinforcements, on the same maps before it starts to get me a little bit bored. I think if DICE expanded Capital Supremacy to all errors, then it would be the undisputed #1 for me. Having said that, I love the intense control point battles in Capital Supremacy. It makes for some seriously fun gameplay. The ship phase is also fun. It can be a little bit unbalanced at times, but choosing the droider car and then just, running to the back of the map and playing the objective is so much fun. I do it all the time. I get a thrill out of it. I really do. Capital Supremacy is still a marquee game mode. It's massively, massively popular and it is getting all of DICE's attention, but I hope it expands soon. So that of course leaves only one, and the best game mode in my opinion in Star Wars Battlefront 2 is Galactic Assault. Now for me, this is the ultimate Star Wars multiplayer gaming experience. It was the marquee game mode of Battlefront 2 since launch. It has everything. It has all of the errors, you can take down walkers, you can capture control points, you can pretty much just do anything for an objective. The only downside for me for Galactic Assault is the lack of maps added since launch. And the maps aren't as expansive as Capital Supremacy, but I personally enjoy that. By this point, I know the maps inside out, and I enjoy it due to the amount of time I've put into the game mode. I enjoy the variety of the mode, I enjoy all the errors, all heroes at my disposal. I love that. And for mainly that reason alone, it actually edges out as my favorite game mode over Capital Supremacy. So until such a time as Capital Supremacy gets more errors, Galactic Assault will reign supreme for me as the best game mode in Star Wars Battlefront 2. But that is of course just my opinion. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. I am actually really interested to see what people say about this because it is so open for debate. But anyway, if you did go on to enjoy this video, then it would be greatly appreciated if you could drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And again, a big thank you to all of you once again for helping the channel cross 30,000 subscribers. The support you guys are giving me at the moment is just so motivating for me to keep grinding out videos. So a massive thank you once again. But guys, that is pretty much going to wrap this video up. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day. And as always, I'll talk to you all again real soon.